Sometimes all you need is a little faith. Faith in a publisher to recognize good ideas, not just profitable ones. Faith in a developer to create something new. And the faith of a million fans that they will not be forgotten. For Mirror's Edge Catalyst, faith is more than just the name of its hero. It's the very reason it exists. And now, it's time for that little bit of faith to be rewarded. Mirror's Edge Catalyst represents one of those rarest of things in game development, a second chance. The first Mirror's Edge was something of an experiment, a genre-hopping piece of game design that ultimately felt unfinished. It was full of contrasts, the speed and fluidity of its control versus its slow and clunky combat, the beauty of its pristine city versus the crudeness of its 2D cutscenes. It was a game that was simultaneously invigorating and frustrating, and ultimately a game we never thought we'd see a sequel to. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is that sequel, but it's also more than that. It is developer DICE's attempt to deliver on the promise of its original idea, to finish the job it started 7 long years ago. For fans who have held on this long, it couldn't be any better.
I don't like what's coming, Faith. This city is changing, and not for the better.
Catalyst is built around new beginnings, winding the series' timeline back to the events that led to Faith becoming a runner. It is set in the same stunning city as the first game. The difference is that in Catalyst, the city is now yours to explore. It's an important step for Mirror's Edge, throwing off the shackles of its linear levels and opening up the city to complete exploration. From rooftops to deep tunnels, from rain-spattered nights among glittering towers to blue sky days on bleached white streets, Catalyst aims to deliver the true freedom that the original always hinted at. The idea of planning our own routes across the rooftops, discovering ways to climb the highest skyscrapers, and using Faith's acrobatic skills to just run already has us very excited. And what a city it is! The original game's art style has been invigorated with a level of new generation sheen that looks incredible. In particular, the game's use of colour, something that has always made the original stand out in a world of browns and greys, gives the game a vibrancy that is hard to match. Add to that in-engine cutscenes as well as weather and day and night cycles, and you have a truly living world. Into this vast city, DICE are feeding a whole span of activities. As inspired by open-world racing games like Forza Horizon, as by typical action-adventures, Catalyst turns the city into a playground of races, puzzles, time trials and challenges. On top of the game's story, which once again sees powerful corporations taking control of the city, this string of events will help expand on the game's signature movement. It's this design that DICE have been the most conservative with, resisting the temptation to flood Faith's moveset with power-ups, special moves and gimmicks. They've stuck to the 2-button purity of the original control scheme. In fact, DICE are attempting to carry that purity of design into other aspects of the game too, most notably the combat. Gone are the flow-halting punches and kicks of the first game. They're replaced by combat that flows directly into the momentum and movement of Faith's acrobatics. The results are spectacular, with Faith rebounding off walls like a rubber bullet. Once again, it feels like the way Mirror's Edge was always meant to be. That's the most exciting thing about Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It feels like the culmination of years' worth of honing, perfecting and testing. It's Mirror's Edge not as an experiment, but a fully fleshed out experience. Whether it can live up to the high expectations of its fans has yet to be seen, but from what we've witnessed so far, their faith is well placed.
Go on, girl. Save us all.
Yeah.